Okay, so we're gonna do some pocket milling. So we've got a block like this set up in the mill, and we're going to mill out a hole. It doesn't need to be circular; it could be square. It could have an island in the middle of it. I'm going to show you how to set that up now. First thing, you're going to need to draw the part. Draw the part you're going to cut out, the hole in this case. Now, if you notice, I've got this on the draw on CAD, and there's none of my tools available. If this happens, right-click, make sure your cursor's here, and right-click, and all your tools will reappear. That's something that could catch you out. Okay, first thing you need to do is to set up the size of the billet. So you press cam, go to this spanner here, if it's not there, and go to unmachine part. And then you put the values in here. I've already done that, the values are already in. I'm going to click OK to that. And this red box here is the view looking at the top. So I'm going to machine a hole in the middle of this, so I need to find the center. So for me to do that, I need to go back to the drawing package, which is this. So this is CAD. And I'm going to go to my line tools. So here's my line menus. I'm going to just choose the line, and I'm going to go from corner to corner. That gives me my center. Then I select the circle to give me my circle options. And click the first option here. It says circle with center and radius. So I'm going to click that. It'll snap to the center. And then down here in the bottom corner it's saying, what do you want the radius to be? So for the radius, I'm going to choose, well, it says 12.6, so we've been using that, so I'm going to click OK to that. And it puts in the circle. So when we actually go to set up the cycles, which is in this red part here in CAM, when I click in CAM, what this allows me to do is choose cycles, and it allows me to choose any one of these cycles. So we have face cutting here, which is very often used, but if you look at the one below that, we've got pocket milling, and this is what we're going to do, mill out a pocket. So if I click on this, and you can see these options on the bottom here. Now, this is the one with the island in, this is the one we're going to choose here. So make sure you choose this one first, and then it gives you these parameters. So XC and YC is the value in X and Y of where the center point is. So I'm going to click in this one. It's already highlighted, but I'll click in anyway if it wasn't. And then I'm going to click Insert Points. So I click Insert Points, and I can put that value in from the drawing. So if I just hover my cursor here and click, it puts in 25.5 and 19. So I don't need to know what those are. The radius is 12.6. That's already in there. Safety value, I'm going to put down as 2. So 2, and then enter. Z, I'm going to start machining from the surface here. So this is Z0. Anything below this is a minus number. Anything above this is a positive number. This is asking me how deep I want this hole to be. So P is the depth of the hole. So this is set to 16. I'm actually going to just change this to 1 mil. So we're going to cut 1 mil hole. And this is the increments. So this is actually going to cut this in 0.5 millimeters per increment. Once I'm happy with that, I press enter and check the tooling. Tooling's all set up here, so tool 1, which is the 10 mil tool. Feed rate 200. Beta, just leave as 90. Speed 3000. And delta, I would always have as the radius of the cutter. So we're using a 10 mil cutter, so the delta here is set to 5. I never use finishing when I'm doing pocket milling. Feed rate in Z or FZ is set to 20. The coolant is deselected, and I'm just going to click capture there. You can see the little blue spiral that appears. So this is telling me that the program has, the cycle has been captured. So if I click simulate, this is what was on before. So I need to stop anything in the background. So this is the bottom red one. Reset anything that's on the screen, this is the middle one. And the top green one is to start the program. And I'm just going to check that's 2 cuts because it was only 1 mil deep. And that looks, you can move about on the simulator, just check that as you think it should be. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to go back to NC now and set up the workpiece datum in the machine. So I'm using tool 1, that's the first thing to check. If you need to change this, if this was set to tool 2 before, I just change this to tool 2, and I click in this and go back to tool 1, you'll notice that it says change the tool here. In order to get rid of this, I have to actually click reset over there. So it's this middle red button. So just be aware of that, otherwise none of this will move. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take out the tool, And I'm going to place in our pointer tool that helps me find the corner. So this is going to go in, and I'm going to try and find this bottom left corner down here. So I'm going to use the keyboard. So this is the keyboard I'm going to use. We've got left and right, backwards and forwards, up and down. This is the feed rate, which is in percentage on the top here, set at 80% at the moment. So I'm going to move this down. Just try and find that corner. Always think of the tool moving rather than the bed moving. So now I'm at 80%, I'm really close to the work, so I'm going to reduce that down to something like 20. I'm now down to 5. What I'm trying to do here is line it up with both edges. So I'm lined up with that edge, and I'm lined up with that edge. So once I've done that, I'm going to set my X to 0, click in X, set that to 0, don't use this keyboard because that's controlling this. Enter, and it says, are you sure, because it's a reference point, hit enter again to confirm that. Same on this one, 0, enter, enter. I can't put the Z in because I've got the wrong tool in. So I need to lift this up, and then pull the lever down until you take out the slack, hold on to this, and then pull the spring, and this drops out. So I'm going to put that there, take in, this is tool 1. A quick way to remember that is it's 10 mil and there is a 1 in the number 10. Okay, so now I need to find the surface. So I'm going to make sure that I'm not going too quick when I'm near the work, so let's go down to something like 30%. And I'm going to go down to 10%. And I'm going to take a piece of paper and reduce this right down to 2%. So I'm getting very close now. And then I'm going to go down to 1%. And just keep the piece of paper moving until it grips. I'm just doing little dabs on the number 2, which is the down key. Until you feel it starting to grip. Once it starts to grip, you know you're only the thickness of the piece of paper away. So that's starting to grip. I'll do one more. And I know that I'm on the surface there. So now I'm on the surface, I'm going to set the Z value over here to 0. So click on that. 0, enter, enter. And now we're ready to cut. So just before you hit go, do make sure that you lift the cutter up, otherwise if you've made a mistake, it will just go straight into the job. Set your feed rate back to 0 before you close the door. And that's it, you're done. Close the door. Now before you hit go, so this is go, this is stop, this is pause, this is faster, this is slower in terms of feed rate. So if you hit pause, hit enter twice to get it going again. Now I'm going to hit go, and I'm going to check the Z value and check that that value is the distance from the bottom of the cutter to the top of the work. So it should slow down when the Z value gets to 2 mil. I'm checking that's right, 14 mil. I'm going to slow it down because it's going quite quick. 6 mil, that looks about 6 mil. 4, 3, 2, and there's the safety that we put in. So I'm quite happy now it's hit the safety. So I'm going to put that up to 30%, 50%. And this should start cutting when Z gets to 0.